Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dennis, and this is Average Gaming. Except today, I'm Average Teaches, and I'm going to teach you how to randomize Generation 1 of Pokemon. There we go. So, there are several different methods to doing this, so I want to teach you the few that I know. Generation 1 is fairly simplistic from what I've learned. There's probably other methods out there, and I'm really sure there probably are. But these are the methods that I know that I found to be the easiest. There are two different randomizers that are available that I will be linking in the description down below. So the most basic and the oldest one is the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, which I'm sure many people have heard mentioned before. However, it is a little out of date. Its current version is 1.7.2 and was released in July 23rd, 2016. So, a little old. The most recent one, which is done by... One second. I'm terribly sorry that I didn't have this information. It is called the Universal Pokemon Randomizer ZX by Ajamar. Hopefully I'm saying that name correctly. It is currently on version 4.2.1, which was last updated July 6th of 2021. So we have both here. They're both fairly similar. So I'll open up this one first. This is the Universal Pokemon Randomizer version of 1.7.2. As you can see, it's pretty easy. You have the options of changing your Pokemon's traits, starters, statics, trades, moves and moveset, trainer Pokemon, wild Pokemon, TMs, HMs, and move tutors, field items, and miscellaneous tweaks that are related to the various versions of the game. And then, in the Pokérando ZX, there are multiple ways of launching it. Launcher Windows.bat is actually for a more advanced version of Pokemon. It's usually for Generation 6 and 7. So we don't have to worry about it for this version. We'll just launch the jar file. Which, as you can see, is very similar. Again, we have traits, starters, statics, trades, moves, movesets, faux Pokemon, wild Pokemon, TMs, HMs, tutors, items, and miscellaneous tweaks. However, the options are slightly different. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open our ROM. Now, for those of you who are questioning where to get said ROMs, use your brains. I'm not going to tell you how to get them, and I'm not going to provide them to you because that is illegal. So, these are all my Game Boy ones. I included Gold, Silver, and Crystal in there. We will not be covering those in this. It's pretty much a similar process. The Game Boy ones were pretty easy. What we are going to do is we're going to do Pokemon Red. So as you see, it loads up. It recognizes that we are using Red and that it has complete support, which means all the options are available to us. Now, I will show you how I do my randomizers when I do them. It's usually pretty basic. Pokemon base statistics changes the base stat totals of your Pokemon. You'd have to be insane to do that. If you want absolute chaos, then sure, go ahead. I'm not going to do that. Standardizing XP curves means that pretty much everybody has around a similar XP curve. So that way you don't have to worry about Pokemon growing way slower than all the rest. Not going to worry about that. Randomizing Pokemon types means that Magnemite here, who in Generation 1 was a pure electric type, could be Psychic Dragon if we were to randomize it completely. His evolution Magneton, if we don't do follow evolutions, could be something completely different. But again, that's not something I usually touch. People usually do that for extreme randomizers. Pokemon evolutions is pretty much exactly how it sounds. If I was to randomize, say, if I did this and I got a Pikachu and used the Thunderstone on it, it could randomize the evolution into Dragonite. So again, that's not something I usually touch. Changing impossible evolutions means that trait evolutions and those that evolve via unattainable means are done by level up. So we're going to click that on. Make evolutions easier means that Pokemon with a really high level that need to evolve, like Dragonite, for example, who evolves at level 55, evolve much earlier. I believe like level 40. Yeah, every Pokemon will reach its final evolution by level 40. So I don't often do that because I like the challenge of meaning that I have to actually level my team all the way. Then we have starters, statics, and trades. Obviously, most people you see randomize their starters. There are two options here with that, well, three technically. Custom means that I could pick exactly what 3 starters show up, and it could be pretty much any Pokemon that's in the game. I don't frequently do that because that feels a little cheap, especially in a Nuzlocke. So random completely means that we could get absolutely anything. It could be Mewtwo, Weedle, and Pidgey. But if we do basic Pokemon with 2 evolutions, it has to be something that has a 3 evolutionary line. It could be Nidoran, male, Weedle, and Pidgey. That's what I do frequently, just because it's an extra challenge to have to level a weak Pokemon, but this one we're going to do random completely. Static Pokemon are your standard legendary Pokemon most of the time, and certain other Pokemon that you find in the overworld most of the time. So swap legendaries and swap standards is exactly how that sounds. If you go up to the Mewtwo in Cerulean Cave, it will swap to a legend. It will be Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, something like that. And any standard one, if you were to find, I can't remember what statics are in Gen 1, but if you were to find, say, Pidgey in the overworld, it would swap it to another standard Pokemon. Random completely is what I do, means that I could go up to that Mewtwo and he could be Pidgey. It'd be bad, but it could be really fun. In-game trades are not something people frequently do, but I do them pretty much all the time. Randomize both requested and given Pokemon means that when you go up to a trainer who offers an in-game trade, they will request Mewtwo for Pikachu. And, vice versa. You could have a Pikachu and they offer you Mewtwo. Sounds fun. I believe this randomizer does change the text, at least in the early games, so it should tell you what Pokemon that they're offering and what one you need to give them. Movesets are, again, very simple. Randomized moves power means that Tackle, which is a base 40 power move, would now be base 75. Move accuracy would mean that Horn Drill, which is a 30% accurate move, could now be 100% accurate. Randomizing PP means, I believe it stays within the usual categories. So Tackle, which usually has 35 PP, I think, could be like 5. And Hyper Beam could now have 35. But I don't think it gets truly random like 6, because it's not in the categories. And randomized move types means that your normal type Tackle attack is now all of a sudden a Dragon type attack. I don't frequently change the move data. Move sets are something that people frequently do. Preferring same typing means that they're going to have a general amount of similar moves. So if you have Charmander, he's going to generally learn some fire moves, but there's no guarantee that he's going to learn the base Tackle and Ember and stuff like that. He might instead start with Fire Blast. Random completely, again, is completely random. It means that when you do it, you're going to end up with Dragon Rage on a Pidgey, and Magikarp is going to know Hyper Beam, something like that. And Metronome only mode means that literally every move in the game is replaced with Metronome. Your Pokemon will only learn Metronome, and that will be all that wild Pokemon know. It's crazy, but super fun. I frequently don't do any of that, so we're going to move on. Faux Pokemon. This is what you guys have been waiting for. Your rival has Dragonite as his first Pokemon. It's possible. Typically, everybody does random. So you do random, and it's literally just completely random. There's no rhyme or reason whatsoever. Type theme means that trainers will keep a type theme. So a bug catcher that you find in the woods normally uses bug types. Now he's going to use exclusively fire type Pokemon. Something like that. Random even distribution, which is exclusive to this randomizer as far as I know, means that it's going to try and make it so that you'll encounter all the Pokemon. You won't frequently go up into like 6 different trainers and each one's got Pidgey. Each one of those guys should have a different Pokemon. So that's a fun way of doing it. Most of the time you're going to want your rival to carry the starter throughout the game. Means that the starter that he picks at the beginning of the game for the very first battle, he will keep on his team all the way through to the end of the game. Try to use Pokemon with similar strength means obviously similar strength. So the base stat total of the Pokemon is what's used to decide this. So Squirtle, I believe, has like a 325, and I think Butterfree is pretty close, so it may swap the Squirtle to a Butterfree, something like that. Don't use legendaries means that your rival won't have Mewtwo. That's not fun. We want our rival to have Mewtwo so we can kick his butt anyways. In the earlier games, you can more easily do this, but you can randomize the names and classes. So you could find Last Dylan as Brock. When you go up to fight Brock, he's Last Dylan. Be a little weird, but it can be pretty funny too. Force fully evolved. This is typically what I do, about level 45. It means at level 45, every Pokemon you encounter in your trainers will be fully evolved. No more will you be able to go up to a trainer that has level 50 Pokemon and he has a Pidgey. You will now have a Pidgeot. Percentage level modifier is a level booster. It can also be a level reducer, so you can reduce by 10%, 20%, or you could buff them up. I usually do at least a 10%, means that, 10% of the Pokemon level is going to get added on top. Most of the time, it's not a lot, because, there's not huge increases, but it means a level 20 Pokemon is now going to be level 22. It is not a huge change, but that could be a change of movesets. It could really make the difference if you have a similar Pokemon. It can be challenging. Wild Pokemon are again pretty similar to the faux Pokemon. Means that the unchanged, they're not going to change. Random, they're going to be completely random. Every patch of grass has a set encounter table that will be completely randomly filled in. So you'll still only find about 5 or 6 different kinds of Pokemon, but they're completely random. You can find Mewtwo, Machoke, Pidgey, Pikachu, and Squirtle. Again, completely random. Area 1-to-1 mapping means that each Pokemon in a given encounter will be replaced by another Pokemon in every slot that appears. Means that if you find Pidgey on, say, routes 1, 2, and 5, and it gets on route 1, it gets swapped to Mewtwo, that means Mewtwo is going to appear on routes 1, 2, and 5. Global 1-to-1 mapping, every place a certain Pokemon appears in is replaced by another set Pokemon. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was wrong about that. That's the global, was what I was explaining. Area means that in a certain encounter table. So if there's a chance that it appears in 2 different places in an encounterable area, so Route 101 has Magikarp in the water by fishing, but also by surfing. It means both those different versions of the Magikarp encounter in that area are going to randomize to the same thing. So you can fish up Dragonite and surf to find Dragonite as well. Again, typically just do pure random. You can boost level of the wild Pokemon. You can set it so it doesn't use legendaries. And you can set the minimum catch rate, meaning that it'll alter the catch rate of a Pokemon. I think Mewtwo has a catch rate of like 3. It's really difficult to catch, but you could set a minimum catch rate. And at level 1, it means it's normal. A normal Pokemon at level 30, a normal Pokemon at low HP has a 30% chance of being caught with a Pokeball. Legendaries under 15%. And if you set it to level 4, the minimum catch rate is 255, meaning that everything has a pretty good shot of being... 255 is actually 100% guaranteed capture. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, if you set it to level 4, it's like throwing a Master Ball every time. Not really that exciting, but it could be fun to play around with. TMs and HMs, this game doesn't feature move tutors, so we'll cover that in a later video. So obviously TMs and HM moves means if I randomize that, TM whatever that is, Water Gun is now Dragon Breath. It's not in Generation 1, I'm just picking that as an example. So it gets a little crazy with that, and it's really fun for games, especially because almost every game, I think, if not all of them, when you beat the gym leaders, they give you a TM. So it gives you a random TM. It's really good. No game-breaking moves means that Dragon Rage won't be there, because Dragon Rage is considered a game-breaking move because it's a static 40% or 40 damage. Moves like Horn Drill, I think, won't show up. Fisher, stuff like that. Keep field move TMs means that Dig will still be Dig. When you go and get the Dig TM in Cerulean, it will still be Dig. You can force it to have a good percent of damaging moves, meaning that the TMs will always have, a 20% of the TMs in the game will still be damaging moves. They'll still be like, flamethrower and stuff like that because they're good damaging moves. Typically, I just do no game-breaking moves and completely random. TM-HM compatibility means that you can change how they are compatible. So if NerdoKing learns Water Gun, the TM that is being replaced, that replaced Water Gun, so if it replaces to Dragon Rage, he can now learn Dragon Rage. But if you randomize it it means it changes, obviously. Random completely means there's just a 50% chance of any TM being compatible with any Pokemon. Full compatibility means that every single Pokemon can learn every single TM. And prefer same typing means that it's random, but there's a better chance that, you know, Pikachu could learn Thunder by TM rather than NerdoKing learning Thunder by TM. But again, that's up to you how you want to do that. I keep it unchanged because it's more fun that way, in my opinion. TM/level up move Sanity means that if you get a TM for Ember and you know Charmander learns Ember, it means he can also learn it by TM. Ball Evolutions means that if Pikachu can learn Scratch by TM, Raichu can also learn Scratch by TM. And full HM compatibility is probably one of the only ways you're actually going to beat the game unless you get really lucky. It basically means that every Pokemon can learn every HM. The typical rule a lot of people use that I've seen is when you catch a Pokemon with this... when you use a Pokemon that knows an HM that's not normally supposed to learn, it can't use it in battle. So if you teach Surf to Rattata, you can't use that surfing Rattata in battle. You can use all the other moves that it learns, but if it doesn't learn that HM naturally, don't use it. That's a good way to balance it. Items. Hey, field items. Pretty simple. Shuffle means that the items that are normally in the game are just shuffled around a little bit. Key items are usually excluded, so you don't have to worry about that. Random means that every item that you find on the ground is completely random. You could find a Pokeball where you're supposed to find the Master Ball. You could find a Master Ball where you're supposed to find a potion. Stuff like that. Even distribution is the same as it was with the faux trainers, means that you won't consistently find the same item. So, random, super fun. Ban bad items will ban things like mail and TMs and stuff like that. Miscellaneous tweaks. So, this is different for Generation 1 than it is for anything else. So, for example, the black and white experience patch means that it changes the experience system to be more similar to the black and white games version, where if you battle a Pokemon that's stronger than you, you'll get more experience, and if you battle a Pokemon that's weaker than you, you'll get less experience. I don't frequently use that. Nerfing X accuracy. In Generation 1, X accuracy made it so that you always landed your moves. It basically ignored the accuracy check. This nerfs it back down to its intended of raising it by 1 stat. Fix the crit rate means that speed will no longer play into crits. In Generation 1, if you had a super fast Pokemon, it was more likely to crit. This fixes that. Fastest text obviously just makes it so that text appears instantaneously when they're talking. No more waiting for it to scroll across the screen. Randomize the PC potion means that the free potion you get in the PC at the beginning of the game might be randomized to a Lepa Berry. I don't know, I just picked one out of my head. It's not in Generation 1, but whatever. Sorry. Updating the type effectiveness means that Ghost, which is supposed to be strong against Psychic type in Generation 1, but was actually immune, Psychic was actually immune to Ghost, they fixed that. They're once again weak to the Ghost type. Lowercase Pokemon names literally means that when you see a Pokemon name on the Pokedex, the enemy screen, whatever, it won't be all capital letters. For some people, that's an aesthetic thing that really bugs them. So instead of seeing Bulbasaur, you'll see Bulbasaur. It's an aesthetic thing. I usually do it. And randomize the catching tutorial means that when you see the old man and he shows you how to catch Pokemon or whoever, they can catch Mewtwo in a Pokeball at the beginning of the game. It's just a fun thing. So now that you've done all of your options, you have several options you can do here. You can save your settings, so that way when you go into here, I'm going to name this Gen 1 video. Alright, so that saves that as an RNQS file, meaning that I can go here and load, and now I can do that more easily. It'll choose the same settings that I have right now. You can enter a pre-made seed, so if a friend of yours did a randomization and kept the seed number, and you really liked the way his was randomized, you can take the seed number, put it in, and you'll get the exact same randomized version. And then, of course, we're going to hit save. We're going to call it, what was this, red video. Alright, so that's going to save it. It asks if we want to do a log, so it'll show us the changes. I'm going to say no. Here's the random seed number, So if you produce a file of that, you'll have a file of it. So I'm going to go ahead and produce the file. And this will be red video seed. So it'll save the file redvideoseed.rndp, so that way you can do it later. Now you hit done. It's done. Over with. Now I'll go here. Wait, where did that save to? Ah, there it is. redvideo.gbc. Alright, so now I can go ahead and open up my emulator, which doesn't, it's not showing for my search. Give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. Now I can go ahead, open it up. Come on. I don't have any of the controls set up because I haven't used this one in a while. There we go. Alright, so Pokemon Red version. I'll hit new game, and I got a turbo mode. There we go. See, he doesn't usually throw out Ekans there. But I'll do all this really quick so you guys can see that this indeed did randomize. First up, you can see we go to the potion, and we just got a leaf stone. Turbo mode's now screwing me up. I'm trying to do this quickly for you guys so that way it doesn't take forever. There we go, turbo mode again. Go through all this stuff really quick. Mankey. You got Mankey as a starter option. Seal. Oops. And Venomoth. There you go. And now because I did the rival picks his actual starter, he'll pick the Pokemon based on the position on the table that would have been super effective in the base game. And now when I go to fight him, he throws out Seal to my Venomoth. There you go, guys. That's how you randomize Generation 1 of Pokemon. I hope this video helped you guys, and I hope you learned how to do it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. The link to both versions of the randomizer that I showed you will be down in the description, so make sure you check those out. And look forward to the next video. I will be covering all the generations of Pokemon that I can show you guys more easily. I don't think I'll be covering Generation 8, but I will be covering up to Generation 7. All of which are supported with the Pokemon Randomizer ZX. The Universal Pokemon Randomizer only goes up to Generation 5. So keep that in mind when choosing which randomizer you want to use. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video because it really does help me out. And catch you guys in the next video. Game on!